We've been looking this week at the incredible topic of forgiveness, being forgiven of every sin we've ever committed, but also we need to forgive others. It is the greatest message of all time, the forgiveness of sins through Jesus Christ. Please do share this message with other people, because there are a lot of people out there who need to know that their sins are forgiven. Their mistakes, the errors they've ever made, there is no record of it once they have confessed and asked Jesus to forgive them. You can step into the great future that God has for you, regardless of your past. If you've asked forgiveness, you're not blacklisted. You're not second class because of past sins. You are a new creation. Doesn't mean that we can play with sin. There are consequences. Wages of sin is death. But let's not be like some people who say, Father, forgive me for what I'm about to do. No, that's playing with fire. Some people feel forgiveness is easier to get than permission. I know some people like that, by the way. But it's playing with fire. I heard the story of this preacher in Iraq, and he had a meal with a killer who was avenging some killings done by ISIS. And he was avenging the killing of his brother. And so he shot a man who was asleep at point blank range. Unknown to him, the 4-year-old son of this man was lying next to him. And the boy wakes up and says, "Where's my father?" The killer is stunned. And his only answer he can give is say, "Oh, well, he's gone to paradise." The boy said, "Take me to my father. I want to be with him." The killer went out into the night. And he sits on this garbage heap. And he said, "This is where I belong." He's sobbing, struggled to sleep. Every time he slept, in a few minutes, he would see Jesus in dreams, again and again and again. In time, he's saved, he's forgiven. Then began to work in hospital, binding up the wounds, including the wounds of the enemy. There's no limit to the power of the blood of Jesus Christ to forgive, make a new creation, and give a person a second chance. However, we do need to offer forgiveness to others. I think one of the greatest challenges any human can face is to forgive those who have deeply hurt them. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Because unless you've experienced this kind of pain, it's hard to imagine how it feels and how hard it is to forgive. But we are being like Christ in a massive way when we do forgive those who have injured us. Maybe, just maybe, we're never more like God when we forgive those who have deeply hurt us. And we need to forgive because it's actually for our own good and well-being more than the other person. Unforgiveness imprisons us. Forgiveness is a decision, not a feeling. Feelings can come later on. Now, forgiveness must be immediate, but I'm not saying you trust straight away. Trust has to be rebuilt. Alexander Pope was an English poet with 3 famous quotes from that long essay or poem on criticism. Here they are. "A little learning is a dangerous thing. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread." But his third one was this: "To err is human. To forgive is divine." Wow. The basic meaning of that quote is that humans make mistakes. To err is human. But we do need to forgive them. And one reason we need to forgive others is because God has shown us divine mercy and forgiveness. To err is human. To forgive is divine. Let's be like our Master. Be divine and forgive others.